We are up to the next part of my 12-part little mini masterclass. Today we're going to be talking about creating and maintaining guest loyalty. So far we've covered a whole bunch of different topics. We've got a handful more to go, but these are little glimpses into the 12 masterclasses that I'm giving all this year. All right, so let's jump into creating and maintaining guest loyalty. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Table Needs welcomes you to listen in as Christian and Tracy, co-owners of Restless Coffee, spill the beans on their debut year in the food truck scene. Uncover the secrets behind their secret menu, how they continually provide stellar customer service, and why building a strong community following is so important. Click the link in the episode description to watch the video for free. There's a whole lot of buzzwords out there in the marketing circles on what creates a loyalty. So let me give you some examples of what you can do to create an experience that makes people want to come back to your food truck. Personalization. Okay, you got to understand that your food truck is more than just a kitchen on wheels. It's technically a hub for memorable experiences. I've talked to you guys before about the impact of cheap old fast food, White Castle burgers, on me and my dad. There is somebody that's going to be eating at your food truck here, whether it's today, next week, next month, that's going to create a memory that's going to last them a lifetime because of your food and your service. So understand that you're creating experiences as much as you are creating delicious food. So things that you can do to create that experience to make people want to come back to you and choose you over that sea of 24 other food trucks in your neighborhood. Remember your guests by name. Pay attention to the credit cards. If they hand you a credit card for you to scan, there's your name. If they don't, if you have one of those touchless systems, then hey, what's your first name? And then use it every single chance you can when they come back. You got to try to remember their orders if they come every day or come frequently. We have several guests that come and get exactly the same thing every time they come. One guy just steps up to the window and says, I need the same old. And I know what he wants. He wants a bacon, egg, and cheese muffin, a sausage, egg, and cheese muffin, and then a patty of sausage for his dog. We have another guy that comes up and he always asks me, and he's asked me now 3 times in a row, do you remember my order? And I say, yes, I do. His order is a double strong brewed coffee with 1.5 squirts of Splenda. And then he wants a loaded bowl with sausage. And he gets that every single time. Occasionally, though, he adds on a sandwich for his wife. But he always comes up, remember what my order is? Yep, you always want these 2 things. Are we feeding your wife today? Oh, no, she's off work. That's all you got to do. He comes up to us because we provide that service that's personal to him. We remember him. It shows you value your guests, not only as people that are paying your paycheck, but also as individuals. Now, this one should not be a surprise to anyone, but amazingly, it is. You want to consistently serve high quality food. What that means is when you're slow, the food is the exact same temperature, quality, build, taste as when you're slam busy. What happens when we're slam busy is we tend to shortcut. Putting buns on the grill, they go from being that real deep, rich brown when it's slow to being just barely yellow when you're busy. There's a difference in quality. The crunch is going to be different. The taste is going to be different. The heat component is going to be different. You drop fries, it's slow, and you know they take 3.5 minutes. When it's slow, they get the full 3.5 minutes. When it's busy, you're pulling them up as soon as they start to float, even though they may not all the way be done. Pull them up and salt them, and out they go. You got to do both things equally well. You want to engage beyond the pickup window, which means you're going to use social media. You're going to follow up on comments and reviews. You're going to ask people to give you reviews. You should have right beside your pickup window area, there should be a QR code that takes into your review site, wherever that is. And as you're handing out the bag, say, hey, can you leave us a review? Right there's a QR code, take you right to the review site. Now, 1 out of 10 people will probably do that for you. And that's okay, because that's a review that you would not have gotten otherwise. You got to have good reviews. And the way to get good reviews is to tell people, there's where you can find us. Please leave us a review. We need all the help we can get. Beyond your social media and asking for those reviews, you want to share things that other food trucks seem to struggle with right now. I tell everybody you should have a mix of your food, a mix of behind the scenes little videos. Here's a recipe, and it doesn't have to be a recipe you sell. It just has to be something you really like. A little bit of video about how you cook stuff, just something. There needs to be a mix of text, video, and pictures. And the more you reveal about your personality, the more people are likely to want to come try your food. You could even run polls, put up 3 or 4 different sandwiches and say, this is going to be our next special. Which one do you prefer? Remember, we're in a digital era. Your food truck has to be present online as much as it's present on the streets. So if you're working 5 days a week, you need to be on social media 5 days a week at minimum and several times throughout the day. So let's talk about just really quickly what happens when a guest comes up and complains, which that happens. I have several steps that you want to go through. Remember the word last, L-A-S-T, last. You want to listen. Listen means you shut up. No matter what they're saying, no matter how agitated they are, you listen. A lot of people just want to vent. They just want someone to actually pay attention to them. So you just listen. Dude sets up and says, I got a problem. And you say, well, please explain to me what the problem is. You keep your voice nice and low. You don't reflect back their agitation because that'll only make them more agitated. When you drop your voice a little bit lower, people tend to relax. Okay, here's what's wrong. And then you list what's wrong. So you listen and you shut up. You do not speak. Once they're done talking and tell you what is wrong, then you want to address that issue. So you listened. Now you're going to apologize. That's the A. Apologize is not admitting there's something wrong. So listen, apologize. Apologize means you express empathy for how they feel because they're upset. You're not admitting that y'all did anything wrong. So what happens if somebody comes up and says, I got this burger and it's not cooked all the way through. It's going to make me sick. So I apologize that the cook on that burger was not up to your expectations. And I understand how you could feel. How you feel about the burger perhaps being undercooked. I understand. People want to feel like you understand and you care. You don't have to look at the burger and go, that's cooked properly. You don't defend yourself. You listen, you apologize, and then you seek to satisfy them. That's the S, L-A-S-T. Listen, apologize, satisfy. What's it going to take to get them to come back? And I usually put it back on them. After I apologize for whatever's gone wrong, hey, I understand that burger's not cooked to your liking. I would feel the same way as you do. What can I do to make it up to you? So now I've got them out of complain mode into what can they do for me? Now, if they want a refund, I know a whole bunch of food truck owners, I ain't give them no refund. They ate half the sandwich. They ate all of it. Wah, 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 wah. Well, get over yourself. Someone comes up to you with a complaint. 90% of the time, it's a legitimate complaint in their mind. Now, it may not be a real complaint, but in their mind, they're complaining about something that has bothered them. Now, there's a few people that are scammers, absolutely. But we're not talking about scammers. We're talking about a real customer with a real problem. Whether you agree that the problem is real or not doesn't matter. So that customer steps up and says, this burger's not cooked right. Listen, apologize, satisfy. How can I make that up to you? I want a refund. Not a problem. Here's a refund. Tell you what, here's a coupon for you to come back and try me tomorrow, and let's see if we can get it right for you. So that coupon is now in their hand. You've invited them to come back. So you've essentially gave them a sandwich today, and I know people out there freaking out going, I can't make money giving away food. Well, let me tell you something. You ain't going to make money anyway unless you start to do the things that I'm talking about. You gave away food. If the burger is a $12 retail price, you didn't give away $12. Get over yourself. You gave away whatever the food cost was. Hopefully it was less than $3. She gave away $3. That's what you gave away. Tomorrow when they come back, you're going to give them another $3. Is it not worth it to you to basically bribe someone to come back tomorrow with this $3? In their mind, it's $12 because that's what the burger costs them. But for you, it's only $3. And they come back and you know they have come back because you got a coupon that you only give to people that complain. So now you know this is a complainer. We have got to be on the ball to make sure this dude's food is perfect. So when you send out the food that is now perfect, you're going to come right out with it. You're going to put it right in their hands. Here's your sandwich. Would you mind checking it to make sure it's cooked to your satisfaction, the way you wanted it to be done? And most likely they'll unwrap it, take a bite and go, oh, this is good. Because you took the time to make sure it matched what they wanted. Because you listened. So listen, apologize, satisfy. The last thing is thank them. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I cannot improve unless people take the time, like you did, to help me get better. That's all you got to do. That's all that it takes to create guest loyalty. Be personal, give them personal service, Give them something that makes you different than every other food truck that's out there. And if by some reason they got a complaint, go beyond what any other food truck out there is doing. You don't believe me? Just go on to any other food truck group other than ours and say, I've got somebody complain burger was not cooked right, but it was cooked, I could tell, and see what the follow-up is. Most people are going to say, yeah, I never give refunds. Remember, you want to be the best. You don't want to be like everybody else. My dad was really fond of saying, you never want to be average, because average is the cream of the crap. If you don't understand that metaphor, you probably don't understand how cream works. Whenever you're getting milk from a real live cow, cream rises to the top. So if you're rising to the top of crap, you're still in a pile of crap. We are a little bit more than halfway through the 12 little mini masterclasses I'm giving on the podcast to coincide with the 12 2-hour-long masterclasses I'm giving all this year in 2024. There'll be a link in the description if you're interested in taking those classes. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because you know I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.